Hey, Blue. Sorry, I was looking for my other nunchucks. I remembered that I was having trouble with this one last stream. Raph's a softie. Why do you say that? Not that there's anything wrong with being... yeah, chill. This one does it too. I hope that's not just a problem with the Wii remote. Oh, kind of. Seems a little bit better. Yeah, I'd personally say that there's a shortage of people in the world that are kind-hearted souls, so I wouldn't tease over it. I feel like that's I feel like that's kind of why I'm such an asshole today, was because deep down I am a kind-hearted soul, but I got fucking teased for it when I was your age, so I learned to hide it. Which I'm not super proud of. Luigi, like, seriously? Been here for like 5 minutes. Like, not even 5 minutes and you're asleep already. Give me them lives. Not to start the stream on a... on such a somber note, but you know what I mean. Go to that one. What I go No, let's wait on that one. So many purple coins there. Anyway, so yeah, we are finishing this tonight. We only have 10 stars left. 12 if you include the two like kind of post-gamey ones. Both of those comments are I gushed it. So yeah, this we're definitely not going to be going all the way to midnight on this one, because it's just not going to take that long to finish up this game. If I wouldn't have... The last Galaxy stream I did, I overslept and started late. If I hadn't have done that, I probably would have finished it that stream. So, shame on me. But that's okay, we're going to finish it up now. And then I guess you guys get to look forward to finding out what the hell it is I decide to play next, which even I'm not sure of that yet. I mentioned on Discord that since this isn't gonna take the entire time, I'm gonna try to do a test art stream after this. Because last night I was working on stuff for new thumbnails anyway, so I was like, you know, maybe I'll try and stream this. Because as you see, like, I have the fancy thumbnails for Switch games, but I don't have anything for Wii or Wii U. So that's my goal, is to get stuff going for that. It's the Wii one I'm currently working on, which might seem kind of silly because I'm about to finish Galaxy, and then I won't need it for that anymore. I think it still makes more sense to do the Wii one before Wii U. Mostly because, I want to... Donkey Kong Country Returns is definitely, like, on deck. So, I'm gonna need a Wii thumbnail for that anyway, so it just makes sense to do that one first, I think. Ideally, I'll be able to finish up both before either of them become relevant. And then I'll be in good shape. I took some feedback from Dan super quick the other night about just a bunch of different things, and thumbnails are the first thing I'm addressing, of trying to spice them up and make them look just a slight bit more informative and eye-catching. So that's my goal for this week. Aside from figuring out, what the hell it is that I'm gonna play after I finish this and Tropical Freeze. And I'd say hi, Raph, but I guessed you already left again, so I'll wait till you get back. So I never realized that there's a rumble cue with this part to let you know when to spin to, like, get the most distance. Hey Morales, how's it going? It's your birthday today. Happy birthday. My birthday is not until October. Which I guess is, like, quickly approaching, really. This year's going quite fast. Whoa. My birthday's on the 20th. Which works out like most years. There always seems to be a video game release on my birthday, like every year. Sometimes it's not necessarily a game I care that much about, but like, it seems to happen more often than you'd probably expect. Really? Oh, excuse me. Did you do anything fun for your birthday, Morales? I'm personally the type where my birthday comes around and I kind of just want to be left alone. By the way, how about that Pokemon reveal today that totally didn't happen? Or did it, and I haven't bothered looking. I saw so many people in streams last night that were 100% convinced that we were seeing the new Pokemon get revealed today. And I was like, the hell is that based on? Like, that was based on literally nothing. Daredevil. This is what I wanted. Oh, that's right, I have to do Major Burrow's Daredevil, I think. I forgot about that. So yeah, I'm probably gonna point out a few times tonight that, yeah, this, like, we're nearly done with Galaxy. This certainly isn't gonna take all 4 hours of the stream to finish. Oh, duh. That was slick. So after I finish this, I'm planning on doing a test art stream. Since that was part of the reason why I wanted to get a new tablet, was so that I'd be able to actually stream such stuff. Nothing super interesting. I'm just gonna be working on new thumbnails for streams. But if that's something you're interested in seeing, then I encourage you to stick around, because it probably won't be very long. I can't imagine that this is gonna take more than like maybe 2 hours. Seriously, I hate this boss sometimes. That was dumb. Morales, what? Yeah, it's fairly likely that I'm gonna mess this one up quite a few times. Hey Paul, how's it going? I was just mentioning that I'm like this stream's gonna be a shorter one because I don't have that much left in Mario Galaxy, Luigi Galaxy, that is. But so after this stream, I'm gonna be doing a test art stream, which I believe you said you also dabble in drawing. If that's not something you consider like your full-on profession, I have no idea because we haven't really talked about it that much. But yeah, I need to be mentioning that like repeatedly, like not repeatedly, but regularly throughout the stream, just so everybody knows that that's what I'm doing. Okay, now where am I going? So that's the only comet I have to wait for, is Melty Molten and Dusty Dune. So let's go ahead and do Dusty Dune while we're here. Oh, you still work with physical media? That's cool. I kind of wish that I hadn't have completely dropped it. Like, God, I don't even know the last time I drew something, like on paper. Aside from just like jotting something down so that I wouldn't forget it. It's probably been since high school. Like, kind of when I switched to digital, I haven't really looked back. Although part of that is because when I first switched to digital was because I wanted to start animating. And I kind of, like, stopped pursuing that after a while, because it's tedious as fuck. And Blue, what is Putty? I know that's not your Tamagotchi. I actually don't fully remember what I need to do here. Oh, you mean like Silly Putty? How can Silly Putty die? Oh, fuck. Oh, dried up, I gotcha. Well, to be fair, that stuff's pretty cheap anyway. Like, it's easy to get more, is my point there. I remember having that as a kid, though. Oh, whoops. Oh, come on. I felt like that was pretty close. Can I wall jump with this? Sweet. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on! It's kind of unresponsive when he's carrying a shell for some reason. There we go. That'll do. Oh, did you? Get out of here. I have no idea what Peppa Pig is. I've seen people mention it in other streams and such, but I have absolutely no idea what it is. I'm not sure if it's... Is it a Steven Universe where it's like actually a popular show, or is it totally a... Is it just a meme? Am I being dumb here? Where's the last shard? Oh wait, it's like right there. Yeah, I'm being dumb. Alright, so last time I took the back. So I don't need to do that this time. This time. Any coins here? No? This is a sinking thing, isn't it? Yes, it is. Whoops. Let's not do that. I did look into doing a Smash 4 Unlock-a-thon, but I don't think that's gonna be possible. Because I can't actually, I can't, I'd have to start a new, I'd have to delete my file and start a new one, and I don't want to do that. By the way, I do have the Pixel Jackpot up there now. Nice, now you can see how high that's climbing. I seem to remember having trouble with this one when I did the playthrough on my channel. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, come on now. Yeah, Blue, you don't even need to check the jackpot now, because it's just right up there. Right above me. Fix the fact that you have to use your cooldown to check it, which is bad. Oh. Double checking. Yeah, it should be right. I mean, they're read from the same source, so might take one a minute to update or something. But aside from that, it should be correct. And yeah, Paul, that's kind of why I want to get Mario Kart 8 to play with viewers, because that's a good like muscle memory game for me where I don't have to think about playing. I can just let my muscle memory play while I focus on like chatting it up. Whoa. Splatoon can be good at that too, I think. Oh, I thought you had Splatoon already, Morales. Yeah, I was gonna say, unless you mean muscle memory in terms of like art and stuff, because that's certainly a thing too. Usually when I go for too long without drawing anything, I'll worry that like I won't remember how to do it when I get back to it. My muscle memory usually bails me out though. And let's see. Hey Ink, welcome back to the stream. Andre's late, but welcome to the stream anyway. As I said at one point yesterday, it doesn't bother me that much that you guys are late. I just tease you about it because you troll yourselves about it, so it's funny. I like that they took all of the enemies out of this, because they realized that was probably going to be a little bit too much. God, Starbits for days. This is ridiculous. Easy. This is kind of a muscle memory game for me too, because I've played it so many times. Like, I definitely don't have to think about, like, anything I'm doing here. But it's still fun, so you know what, whatever. Alright. So now I'm gonna want to go to Melty Molten to see if I can trigger that last comet. And yeah, another reminder that, like, clearly if you're keeping count at home, you're noticing the fact that we're, like, 7 stars away from finishing this game. So this clearly isn't going to take until midnight. So after I'm done with this, I'm going to do a test art stream for anyone that might be interested in watching that. So it's both just a test to see if, like, everything's working and to see how interested people are watching something like that. I will warn in advance that I don't think I would ever schedule art streams, like, oh, every Friday I'm gonna do an art stream. I don't think I'm gonna do that because, like, inspiration is a thing. Like, some days I'm just, I just don't have it in me to draw anything. That's just kind of the way it is. So I don't think I would ever schedule something like that. They'd always be impromptu. So you don't have to worry about me canceling a game stream every week to put in an art stream or something. Shit. Done. So just coins. Whoa. This is where I'm supposed to go. And I went into it a bit last night too. That I did update the pixel gambling. Oh, I have to kill all these things, never mind. That's why. So now pixel gambling is... Well, I updated it again last night because it wasn't entirely working the way I wanted it to. For reasons. That was... Oh, come on. So the limit is now correctly set at 250 again. I don't think there was a limit last night. Nobody noticed until, like, Raph figured it out at, like, the very end of the stream. If you roll under a 60, you lose your pixels. If you roll 60 or higher, you double your pixels bet. If you roll a 90 or higher, you triple, and if you roll a 100, you win the jackpot. Which, again, I have the jackpot displayed above my head now. Although, to be honest, I don't think it looks super great, so I don't know if it'll stay. I thought about raising the limit. I don't know, though. I think I feel good about where it's at right now. Because I've seen the jackpot accelerate up to ridiculous numbers already, so... Yeah, and I haven't noticed it being a problem here, but I have noticed other streams where, like, people just spam the gamble and minigame commands, like, every chance they get, and it starts to overwhelm chat. I was actually thinking about that last night a little bit, because there's a streamer I watch, Yord, and I set him up with the bot to be able to do the currencies. But I was thinking last night, I think his chat might be a little too quick-moving already. I don't think him making a currency is a good idea. Like, I think that's gonna make his chat a little bit too spammy. So I need to possibly recommend that. And I know Dan has considered disabling it too, because it gets kind of spammy at times. I think it's okay for now, but it's definitely something that, like, yeah, if it starts to get out of hand, I might be like, okay, I think we have to kill this, or at least not have as many mini-games, maybe. Because, yeah, I used to have chatbot, like, all these different announcements it would be spitting out, like, every couple minutes. But eventually I was like, this is too much. It's talking too much. Ultimately, I think all I wanted to say is, like, be sure to hit like and subscribe. I might change it to say something about pixels every 10 likes again. But I don't know. Whoa, I thought that was the last hit. Yeah, it can be... It's not so much that it's a well, it can be a distraction. I don't think it's a distraction for the streamer, necessarily. It's more so that... Wow, It's more so that it gets hard to scan chat and parse it for actual information when half of the posts are people playing the minigames. No, Paul, I get what you're saying. It's a legit concern. And it's something you gotta be careful about setting up. That's why I changed a lot of commands to be mod only, because, like, people were using some commands like just to use them, I guess, and I was like, why are you doing this? And I see people do that in other streams too. I don't know if it's because they think they're being helpful and they want to be a mod, or they just want people to be like, oh, look what he did, like, he did a thing. Like, I don't know. But that's definitely why I changed so many commands to be mod only. And, there's somebody in Dan's streams that I feel like the only reason they're there is to gamble his currency. Like, I feel like they're not actually really watching the stream sometimes. But for the most part, I haven't seen it be a problem here. It's definitely something I'm being aware of. The only thing we came close to having a problem with is I felt like we reached it very briefly. We had a moment where I felt like people were hanging out on the Discord instead of hanging out in chat, and that I was kind of like, I'm not okay with that. Because that was like, that was the reason why I didn't want to make a Discord. But we addressed it pretty quickly, and I don't think people really do it anymore, so it's fine. We can catch up a bit, actually, because I'm only scanning chat. Hey Shadow, how's it going? I can swear pretty often. It kind of depends on what I'm playing, or how pissed I am. It's definitely more common in games like Splatoon. In, like, playing this, I'm not as bad. Until I do that. But in Splatoon, I'm cursing constantly. This star kind of sucks. Might take me a while. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna point out that, yeah, I do have the like on the note of Discord, I do have the Discord up and running if you want it, Paul. I think you're the only one here that isn't already in it, so that's why I'm directing it at you specifically. Yeah, honestly, like, I feel kind of bad, like, my Discord, it moves pretty slowly right now. There's not a whole lot going on. But for the most part, like, if it ever gets super busy, I'm probably not going to look at it very often. Because it's going to be hard to keep up. Like, I'm only in 2 other Discords, and I have them both silenced. Because, like, I can't keep up with it all. I have too much else to do. Yeah, I should try and do that, Raph. I should try and post, like, oh, we're live in so and so minutes. That's something I should get in the habit of doing. I haven't started doing it yet, but and yeah, Paul, you nailed it. There's so many different things to keep up with because I'm on 2 different stream Discords. I'm on my own stream Discord. I have my Patreon Discord for artwork. So, like, that one, I keep up with that one more than I do the others. But, like, yeah, it's so much to keep up with. Alright, so I'm going to drop this for the Discord link for you. And then I'm also going to fire that off so that everyone can go check out Paul's channel, Soft Paul's channel, if you want to. Because I did go through the other night and make commands for everybody that I know have channels. What else did I miss? Let me go back. And yeah, I missed it. That's why I went back. But Shadow mentioned... You mentioned you're making videos too. What kind of stuff do you do? I don't think I knew that you did anything like that, or were interested in doing anything like that. You know, when I first started my channel, I really wanted to do top 10s, but I hate editing, so I kind of talked myself out of it in a hurry. That was something I definitely, like, when I first started the channel, I was like, that was one of the reasons I wanted to make a YouTube channel. But yeah, editing sucks, so hasn't been something I've thought about in a while. That and I'm indecisive. I don't think I could ever actually, like, finalize a list, and to the point where I'm happy with it. I rethink my lists on a regular basis. Those that were watching me do Mega Man last night know that, because I was pointing out, like, oh, well, this is my list of like, the 10 Mega Man games in order, but I'm also kind of rethinking it as I'm playing it now. I don't remember if I have to do it. I assume I do, because there's a star for whoops. That's fine. We're fine. You should make sure to post your video on the Discord, Shadow, because I do have that. I have a self-promo channel, right? I'm pretty sure I do. I don't want to call it self-promo, though. I think I want to call it something else. Because, like, I want people to be able to, like, share art and stuff there, too, if they do stuff like that. And I feel like that doesn't really count as self-promo. I guess it technically is, but yeah, be sure to post that so people can check it out. I'm very much in the realm of, like, I'm cool with self-promo as long as it's in the right places. Whoa, okay. I'm missing one. Where? It's all the way over there? How did I miss that? I probably can't even see that on screen. It's so bad. Oh, fuck me. Let's not. Let's not. Let's not right now. The last thing we need is to die with 99 coins. Well, this is gonna suck. Nope. Alright, where is it? That's the next question. Alright, what did I miss? Am I supposed to play along? Do people not know who Bailey is yet? I think the reason I haven't been posting stream starts on Discord, Raph, is because I keep thinking that I should instead just commit to, like, a regular start time so that people just always know that I always start at 8 o'clock. But, like, I've been sleeping like shit all week, so that hasn't been working out. So I still understand what your point of, yeah, it's something I should get in the habit of. Alright, we're in good shape right now because I think all of the comets are done. Let me double check on that. But I think there's one here and two here. Yeah, the comets are all done. So we're like, we're so close. We're so close. I'm like, yeah, I see what you mean, Paul. I'm kind of over the courage part of it. When I first started, that was definitely a thing where I had to, like, work up, like, the bravery to be, like, live in front of people. But I'm kind of over that by now. Part of it is that a lot of the times I kind of look at it as... It's not like I'm live in front of strangers. I'm live in front of you guys. Like, if we get new viewers, that's cool too. But I often like start a stream just thinking, well, I'm just gonna hang out with Blue and Raph and Andre and maybe Paul if he stops in and Dan if he stops in. And I just think of it like that, and then that makes it a little bit easier to. Not get nervous about, not get stage fright about it, I guess is the way to put it. But yes, at first I definitely had problems with that. Because I'm a pretty introverted guy, so that did take... That did take some adjustment for me. Yeah, I'm perhaps too honest at times. I forget. I was in a stream last night that I moderate, and somebody was just being like a stupid little shit, and I called him out for it. And I was like, I probably could have been a little bit more sensitive there instead of just telling it like it was and just being like, you're stupid, stop. But I don't know. I think it's a good thing that I'm honest. It's hard for some people to swallow, but I think for the most part, people appreciate it. Especially because, like, a lot of people in this world today that aren't honest, so... It won't let him post pictures in self-promo? Let's just... It's 100% possible that I fucked up permissions of some sort. Because somebody kept pressuring me to get the Discord open, so I may or may not have been as thorough as I should have been with permissions. Unfortunately, that's probably gonna have to wait till after the stream. And then I can get it fixed. Figure out what I did wrong. I was pretty sure I set it up correctly, but it's, like I said, it's 100% possible that I might not have. Alright, so I have to go back down to the bedroom now. We are almost done. And we saved one of Raph's most requested galaxies until last, so... Like, there you go. Kind of coincidence. I didn't... really want to go nuts with making friend code commands for like just everyone, because like it's nothing personal, but it's a slippery slope. Because if I do it once for one person, then it's gonna start. Everyone's gonna expect it. It was easy enough to do for Blue because I was able to just say like, oh, it's because moderator. I was thinking about that earlier, too, in regards to, like... Alright, I'm gonna give art streaming a shot. I need to stick to my guns on, like, no requests. Because if I take even one request, then people are gonna be like, oh, but you did a request for this other person. Like, why won't you take a request for me? It's like that's a very real threat, so... That's something I have to just stay clear of. Which I'm already kind of used to that anyway, because it's not like I'm new to arting. I'm just new to streaming it. And even then, I've streamed it before, it's been a while, because my equipment wasn't up to snuff. Yeah, you're right, Paul. A lot of people, like, yeah, as a streamer, you kind of have... I feel like I have to try a little too hard to make sure I say everything correctly so that people don't get upset. Because, yeah, a lot of people hear no, and they're just like, what do you mean no? For the most part, I haven't had problems with that, but I've seen other streamers have problems with it, so... I think the problem that a lot of streamers have is that they'll make one exception and that's where things start to go wrong. Like, you just have to never make an exception and you'll be fine. Or if you do make an exception, make sure the rules are set firmly in place for why you made that exception. Which is, again, that's why it was easy for me to say, okay, I'll give Blue a command for her friend code because she's a moderator. Okay, moderators get those commands. Easy. And then stuff like the commands for like, oh hey, go check out this guy's channel. That's tricky because like a lot of people might be like, oh well, can you make one for my channel too? And it's like, it sounds so. I guess it sounds kind of mean, but like for the most part, there I'm gonna be like, well, I'm gonna have to like you're gonna have to prove yourself on your channel for me before I make you a command. If you have a channel with like 3 videos, I'm not gonna make you a command. I want to see a little bit more than that. And it's like that. I guess that sounds kind of elitist, but I can't. Again, I can't make a command for just everybody that has uploaded a couple of videos. I think the only reason it's such common knowledge is because at first her YouTube name was her name. And then eventually she changed it to Blueberry. What the shit was that, Luigi? But yeah, there's one streamer I watch that definitely has a problem with, like, his friends list is full, so, like, and he's had problems in the past where he'll delete somebody to make room for somebody new, and then that person finds out that they get deleted and they're, like, completely pissed. So now he just hasn't been accepting friend requests because of that, but I don't think that's necessarily the right answer either, because unfortunately some people are just going to be upset about that shit. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. Like yeah, Paul is right when he says some people just have to be able to take no and realize they can't get everything they want. On the other hand, some people, you can't make everybody happy either, so some people are just going to be mad. There's nothing you can do about it. Like, I made a post on... I didn't make a post. I saw a post on Facebook that I shared on the Discord, because I thought it was relevant to, like, this entire discussion, and to something I had been talking to Raph about a couple nights ago. And it was basically, you can't make everybody happy, you're not a taco. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. You can try as much as you want to make everybody happy, but you know what? You're not a taco. We are so close. There he is. Something else I tease about is the fact that, like, teasing that, like, oh, Raph, we were just talking about you, and you weren't here to hear it. Because it seems to happen more often than not, if I'm to be honest. Or did you hear all that? I mean, I wasn't exactly talking about you, it was just in reference to the... Because we got on the subject through other means. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. Oh, I pulled that out. How'd that happen? Alright, I don't totally remember what to do here. Yeah, I think joking with friends is fine. My problem is, since I'm so deadpan and sarcastic, I feel like sometimes it doesn't come off as... I think sometimes it comes off as I actually don't like somebody, when that's not the case. So I'm always kind of careful about that. It's not because I'm, like, super worried that people are too sensitive and can't handle it. It's just that I'm worried I'm going to be read the wrong way. And Raph, if you weren't here to hear this earlier, I'll figure out Discord permissions tonight after the stream. I don't know why that's not working. It should work in self-promo at least. But I might have only made it that you can share links, maybe? Maybe that's what I did wrong. Okay, no comment. He just kind of got away from me there. That's all. And no comment was in regards to the death. No, you can always ask anything. I can't imagine there being much that I would be like, I don't feel comfortable. I mean, clearly if it's like, what's your mother's maiden name and what's your social security number, I'm gonna be like, no. But otherwise, I don't know, as an artist, like, I have my name out there already, so I'm not terribly shy about things. I understand there's some things you gotta keep secret, but, like, I think there's a lot of stuff that is okay to put out there. That was fun. Now we have to go beat Bowser again. Yes and no, Paul. If, like, in some ways, yes. In other ways, no. I do tend to be pretty, like, self-aware of, like, what I'm good at and what I'm bad at. But there are probably things that people like, not only about the stream here, but, like, about my artwork that, like, I'm not totally aware of. I don't think I would use the word awesome. I'll say that. Oh yeah, is this the part where, like, Raph freaks out because of Galaxy hype?
Go, Luigi!
This is basically ceremonious. Like, I have to do this just to unlock that final world so I can get these last 2 stars and call it complete. I will say, like anything complimentary you say, like, I do take it to heart, even if it seems like I'm not. I might not be best at showing, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Wow, I am blanking. What's the word I'm looking for? Not appreciation. Shit, I don't know. I'm better in terms of, like,
text of saying, like, oh, thank you, that means a lot, than I am in, like this, like, audibly, if that makes sense. Because on Tumblr, my main, like, primary gallery for art is on Tumblr, which, take from that what you will. Some people think real shit of Tumblr, and I don't necessarily blame them. And I get a lot of compliments there, and I'm always like, oh, thank you, that means a lot. Like, I didn't know people liked that specifically about my stuff. I didn't know, like, I did know that, but it's still nice to hear it. But, like, here, I don't know. It's a little different here, still. Because ultimately, I only have 300 subs, and I, like, struggle to even break double digits on, like, current viewers. So I don't think things are, like, I'm super awesome in terms of YouTube yet. But I also don't want to be super awesome, if that makes sense. I say it pretty often that if I had, like, hundreds of viewers, I would have such terrible anxiety. Because even there, I was totally focused on this stage from the moment I entered it. I haven't been paying attention to chat, and I feel horrible about that. So I'm probably going to find a safe spot here and pause and catch up. So if it was hundreds of viewers, I would never be able to keep up with all those comments. And that would bug the hell out of me. Even though I know that realistically there's nothing I can do. It still bug me. The stage just kind of moves slow, doesn't it? Doesn't really give you a good stopping What the hell happened? What is... What? I don't even... Okay, whatever. We're fine. This is fine. Oh, almost not fine. Okay, we're fine. I'm not sure what happened to the floor there. That was pretty wild. Shit. Coin and get the fuck out of here. Fine. I really have to catch up on chat. Apologize profusely. Oh, you son of a... We're fine. Sounded like she had to actually, like, remember his name for a moment there. Okay, super quick. Let me catch up, and then I'll catch up again while I'm waiting for the half an hour of credits to go by. Blue left one strawberry in the basket. You're so... Yeah, you are just a sweetheart. I will say that, like, I recognize the fact that I'm pretty good at video games, and sometimes it kind of bugs me that, like, I don't get more recognition for that, if that makes sense. I was kind of going on about that when playing Donkey Kong Country last time, because I'm doing fucking hard mode, and it's fucking hard, and I was like, why aren't people flocking to watch this? Like, this isn't easy. I'm doing things that a lot of streamers have been like, oh, fuck hard mode, because that's just way too much. And yet here I am doing it, and I only had like half a dozen viewers. Like, it's nothing that keeps me awake at night or something, but... I'm typically more arrogant about that than things that I, like, create. I definitely don't get that way with my art, where I'm like, wow, this is great, like, why don't people love this? Like, that's not a thing, like... And I think that's because I had to work so hard to even get as far as I am as an artist, that, like, I'm just used to the fact that... And that's the way social media is these days. People don't give positive feedback, they only give negative feedback. So I don't know, I'm just used to that. It's easier to get negative out of people than positive, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've had a few runs through hard mode stages where I am like, I'm making this look easy right now. Not all the time. Some of those stages will give me a lot of trouble. Like, let's be real. But... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Mega Man last night was kind of similar to that too, because like those games are like pretty challenging. But I guess I should own it and make my stream titles shit like fucking best Mega Man player on console, best builder, shit like that to like get more attention. I'm not the type to force myself on others like that though. But like, yeah, I guess I should point out that, like, oh, I've beaten all these games multiple times. I'm good at this shit. Come watch. But no, it's like Paul said a little bit ago, like, the recognition will come. And it's gonna be more satisfying if I wait for it. If I force it, it's not gonna feel as good. And I've been that way with art too. Like, I'm not really, even though I know artists that like have a bigger following than I do. I've never been like, well, you want to help me out and like, you know, give me some reblogs for a signal boost. It's like, no, because that's not going to be as satisfying if I earn it like through legitimate means. And as far as I'm concerned, I have been earning it through legitimate means. Like, I've talked to Dan about this a bit, in regard... Who won the jackpot, by the way? I just looked up and noticed that it has reset. It was probably a while ago. Oh, Blue won it again. Yeah, I've talked to Dan a bit, and like it sounds kind of like manipulative, but it's like in regards to like self-promo, the best way to do self-promo is to find, in regards to streaming, I've found like the best way to do it is to find other streams that have content similar to mine that I enjoy to watch, and watch them. Try and make it to like most streams, like make it to what, not even most streams, make it to as many streams as you can, and be polite and friendly, and especially from a technical standpoint, I think if you can show up to another streamer's stream and notice something with their layout or like a technical issue that they might not have completely figured out, and that you know how to fix it, if you can help them with that, that's a way of mentioning that, by the way, I also stream, without coming off as, I stream, come sub to me, please. And I feel like I've found that that's a really effective way to do it, is to offer help in that regard, because that kind of makes people go, oh, so you stream too, and you kind of seem to know what you're talking about, and it gets you some recognition. Chadley is a good example in that. I think I showed up to Chadley's stream like 2 or 3 times, and I like made a suggestion about like the technical aspect of OBS, and he was like, oh, you're right, that fixes the problem I was having, thank you. And then he's rated me like 2 or 3 times now, and like I didn't really have to like beg to get that recognition. Dan is another one. I don't have to like beg Dan to give me shoutouts or anything. He just does it every stream. Because I come to every stream, I help out. I'm only an asshole when somebody else is an asshole first. And it's more rewarding that way for me. Because I feel like I've earned it. I feel like I didn't have to ask for it. And again, it kind of sounds manipulative, but I also just think it's the right way to do it, because not only am I getting the reward of the recognition, but I'm also adding something to the community, because I'm helping other people as well. And this is something that I feel like YouTube does better than Twitch in regards to streamers. I feel like Twitch streamers are like 100% in it for the money. It's not about community for them. It's about making a living off of playing video games. And I feel like YouTube streamers care a little bit more about their community and their brand than they do just making money. Like, especially because YouTube monetization sucks. So I think they've kind of come to terms with the fact that you really have to earn that. And that to do that, you have to build a community. And it's like, I don't know. I've been talking to a few streamers because I have a friend who's been very, oh, you know, Twitch is probably better. And I'm like, I don't know about that. So I've been talking to some other streamers about, like, why did you pick YouTube over Twitch? And for the most part, they've been saying the same thing I've been thinking. So fairly certain that I made the right choice. But, and part of that might be specifically the other streamers that do Nintendo content. I feel like they're a little bit more... I don't want to use the term family-friendly, because I think people hear family-friendly and they're like, oh, I'm not even allowed to say damn. But, like, they're a bit more conscious of the fact that they're more interested in appealing to a wide audience. Let's put it that way. Whereas I think like Fortnite streamers are probably like super. They probably act super edgy because they think that's the audience they're appealing to. I could be wrong on that because I don't watch Fortnite streamers, to be 100% transparent on that. And yeah, I'm very curious why people pick YouTube over Twitch. I'm curious why people pick Twitch over YouTube too, except I feel like most Twitch streamers are like they feel like YouTube wronged them in some way, and that's the sole reason they picked Twitch. How do you mean exactly by discrimination factor? Do you just mean that it's like it's really hard to get discovered on Twitch? I also feel like people on Twitch like don't give a shit about you unless you have a ton of followers. And I've heard that from other streamers too. They've said even though rating is like a proper mechanic on Twitch and it isn't on YouTube, that people on YouTube are a bit more receptive and grateful for raids. Whereas on Twitch, people get raided and they're like, well, you're only raiding me to get your name out there. Like, you're trying to leech my popularity, whereas I don't think YouTubers are like that as much. Take all of this with a grain of salt, by the way, because I don't really know that many Twitch streamers. I don't think... Twitch streamers don't seem to be very personable. Like, I've tried. I've tried to watch streamers on Twitch. I've tried to do the same thing I've been doing on YouTube of being friendly and offering my services, because, like I don't think my layout is, like, completely amazing or anything, but it's a lot more of a layout than most streamers use, so I'll very often be like, oh, do you want a logo made, or like something to just spruce up your layout a little bit? And Twitch streamers don't seem to give a shit. They don't seem to care unless you have thousands, if not tens of thousands of viewers, and that they have something to gain out of it. I think I've heard that about Twitch before, that they have some, like, some people can get away with things that other people can't. I think I've heard of that a little bit. I don't know. I don't really... The core of it for me is that I just don't like when when it really boils down to it, I'm not a big fan of the Twitch community. I don't think it's very welcoming or healthy. And that's mostly why I picked... Well, that's half of it. The other half of it is when I first created this channel, I wanted to make, like, video content to upload to the channel. Streaming wasn't a part of my original blueprint. That was a recent change. And I didn't have a big following here yet, of course. I only had about 200 subscribers when I switched to streaming. So it's not like there was anything keeping me anchored here, but I don't know, it just felt right. Like, I don't even like watching people on Twitch. It's uncomfortable, and I don't know. God, how long are these credits? I feel like I've been talking for like 15 minutes, just filling space. I was actually thinking about launching a raid, but then I remembered that I still have 2 stars to get, so not quite yet. Because when I switch over to doing the art stream, I am going to stop this stream for the sake of the YouTube archive, and then I'll start a new stream. So if there's enough people here, when I end this, I probably will launch everyone over to another stream somewhere, if anybody's going. And then I'm gonna need to take, like, 15 minutes to set up the layout for doing the art stream, because I didn't set that up yet. Alright, Paul, that's no problem. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I don't know how long I'll be doing the art stream, so... It's mostly just gonna be a test, so... Might not go super long. You know what's sad? I used to love Rosalina. I used to think she was an awesome character. And now, like, they just put her in everything, and I got so bitter that they didn't make a Galaxy 3 that, like, now I don't care. Now I'm like, go away. Daisy's better. Yeah, like I said, specifically the YouTube community that I've kind of like been integrating myself into, like they're all really good people. Dan's a really good guy too. Jesse's a great guy. Okay, I think we're actually... Yeah, I think we're gonna get the last star with Luigi. And then we're going to... And then we're gonna finish... with Mario. I don't remember where this last galaxy is. I don't even want to see the map. Fuck off with you. Oh no, this is... Nope. I wouldn't say it's difficult to get me to open up. And I don't think that was... The only way he did that was by being here and talking, really. Because Dan's gotten me to do it too. It's just like... Honestly, a lot of stream regulars don't really hang out super long. And they don't really talk a whole lot. I feel like some of them don't really talk to me either. Like, they talk to other viewers. Is it over there? Why am I completely blanking on where this galaxy is? Part of what is going on with the controls right now? There we go. Is it in here? No. Where the hell is the last two stars at? Why am I totally blanking on this? Is it in the place where you can see the story?
Let us begin.
I don't want to sit through this, but I think
I think Raph wanted to see this anyway, so... I guess I could actually narrate it.
Because that would be a thing to do. Our story begins a very, very long time ago with a young girl. One day, this girl spotted a rusted spaceship holding a small star child. "What's your name? Are you lost?" the girl asked the star child. "I'm Luma, and I'm waiting for Mama. She's coming for me on a comet," said the star child, who had been waiting day and night. "Don't worry, I'll wait with you," the little girl promised Luma. The little girl is Rosalina. At nightfall, the little girl borrowed her father's telescope and peered into the sky. She looked and looked, but she saw nothing. Hours turned into days and then years, but still the sky revealed nothing. Finally, the little girl sighed and said to Luma, "If we stay here looking much longer, I'll be an old lady soon." But then she had an idea. "Why don't we go out there and find your mother ourselves?" The girl and Luma fixed up the rusty spaceship, and then the two set sail into the starry sky, and this is how the search for the celestial mother began. How long is this? It's been a while since I've seen this, so I guess I'm okay with watching it, but... Days passed with no sight of the comet, or even a single planet. Instead, asteroids extended for as far as the eye could see. "If I had known it was going to take this long, I would have packed more jam," said the little girl, above the rumble of her belly. Before they left, she had packed all the essentials: telescope, butterfly net, stuffed bunny, bread, milk, jam, and apricot-flavored tea. But... I forgot to bring water. At this, Luma burst into gales of laughter, and the girl began to pout. "As long as I have star bits, I'll be fine," said Luma. "Want some?" The little girl couldn't stay mad after hearing this. I don't know, that doesn't replace water. Luma continued to laugh, and the girl couldn't help but join in. "Alright, maybe just a nibble." Leaning far out of the ship, the pair began to collect star bits with the girl's net. They almost fell out a few times, but they kept on collecting. The star bits tasted like honey. Really? Interesting. A beam of light pierced through the ship's window. Thinking it was the morning sun, the girl peered through the window, only to find a turquoise-blue comet shimmering at her. The little girl shook the sleeping Luma awake and shouted excitedly, "We have to get to that comet!" The pair descended on the comet and found that it was made of ice. They looked high and low, but Luma's mother was nowhere to be found. Exhausted, the little girl sat down with a flop, utterly unable to take another step. "Look!" Peering down at the icy ground where Luma was pointing, the girl suddenly noticed clusters of star bits encased in the ice. "Pretty good, huh? Finding star bits is my specialty," said Luma, beaming. "There's ice here, but it's so warm. I'll bet there's water here, too." The two decided to stay on the comet for a while. Riding the turquoise comet, the pair continued to search for Luma's mother. I legit don't even remember some of this. One night, the girl dreamed about her own mother. "Where are you going?" she asked her mother's retreating back. Without turning, her mother replied, "Don't fret, dearest. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always watching over you, like the sun in the day and the moon in the night." A wave of sadness washed over the girl. What about when it rains and I can't see the sun or the moon? Her mother thought for a moment before responding. "I will turn into a star in the clouds and wait for your tears to dry." When she awoke, the girl's face was damp with tears. "You have star bits in your eyes," said Luma to the girl. Wiping her face, the girl replied, "These are tears, not star bits. I'm crying because I'll never see my mother ever again." At this, Luma began to cry too. "Mama, oh mama. Wah." The pair traveled through the starry skies, and though they encountered many other comets, not one of them held Luma's mother. Luma was despondent. It's a big word for a kid's game. Now, Luma. The rain clouds won't go away if you keep crying, the girl said, giving Luma a squeeze. I'll give you a present if you stop. The girl closed her eyes and said gently, I'll take care of you. With these words, she felt a small spark in her heart. The kitchen will go here, and the library will go over there, the girl said busily to herself. We'll put the gate here. Ever since the girl took Luma under her care, she'd been bustling about at a feverish pace. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to make a happy home. It turned out that starbits weren't the only thing buried in the ice. There were tools and furniture unlike any they had ever seen, and the girl used them to build a home. It's awfully convenient. Looking at the completed house, Luma remarked, Don't you think it's awfully big for just the two of us? With a library, bedroom, kitchen, fountain, and gate, it was certainly spacious, but still, something seemed to be missing. If only my father, brother, and mother were here, the girl said wistfully. Indeed, the house was too large for its two small residents. That night, clutching her favorite stuffed bunny close to her heart, the girl fell asleep in the starship. Then one day, while the girl sat sipping tea, a tiny apricot-colored planet appeared on the horizon. From the planet, another Luma of the same color emerged. Do you two know each other? The girl asked the two Lumas gleefully. Despite the girl's excitement, they seemed uneasy. The two Lumas neither drew closer nor backed away from each other. Instead, they just stared. Then one Luma broke the silence. My mama. At once, the apricot Luma parroted back, My mama, my mama. The two Lumas began to dance around the girl frantically, and neither showed any sign of stopping. The girl was so charmed by this adorable scene that she couldn't help but laugh, and that's when something very strange happened. Suddenly, more Lumas began to pop out from the apricot planet. They were different colors, but they all shouted the same thing, My mama, my mama. The sight of all the shouting Lumas only made the girl laugh harder. What am I going to do with all these children? The Lumas just stared blankly as she doubled over laughing. I guess we'll have to name each and every one of you. Tomorrow, once she had finished naming them all, she would begin moving all the Lumas into the new house. Lips. After seeing their 100th comet, a sudden thought popped into the girl's head. I wonder if my home planet is still as blue as it was. That's when she remembered her father's telescope. Peeking into the telescope, a tiny blue dot floated into sight. It was smaller than a starbit. How strange. It's so far away, but it feels so close. She twisted the knob of the telescope, and the blue dot grew until she could make out a grassy hill dotted with flowers. It seemed very familiar to her. Zooming even closer, a terrace on the hill came into view. I used to go stargazing there when I lived on my home planet. She remembered rubbing the sleep out of her eyes as she followed her father up that hill to look at the stars. She remembered how she and her brother would sled down that hill. She remembered having picnics with her mother on that hill on bright and windy days. Poor Raph. And I want to go home. I want to go home right now. The girl burst into tears, and the Lumas didn't know what to do. I want to go home. I want to go back to my house by the hill. I want to see my mother. The girl was shouting now, her face wet with tears. But I know she's not there. I knew that all along she wasn't out there in the sky. Because... She's sleeping under the tree on the hill. The girl's cries echoed through the stars, and a hush fell over the area. Of course, like, this music just really hits it home, doesn't it? Though usually quite cheery, one day the girl became sad again. Luma drew close and tried to comfort her. "Mama, you still have me. And don't be sad about your mama, because she's a part of you. That means she's always close by. It's like me. I love star bits because they remind me of my mama." "No, no," the girl said, unable to stop the tears. A lonely look flickered across Luma's face, but it was soon replaced by a wide grin. "I have an idea. I will transform into a comet, a soaring comet that can carry you all on this journey." With that, Luma, trailing bands of white, soared high into the sky and just as quickly started to plummet back down. Kaboom! Kablam! The ground shook and a bright light had poured out of the crater that the Luma had created. The bands of light twisted together to form a comet tail. And then Luma emerged, reborn as a comet. The girl could scarcely believe her eyes. "But how?" she kept asking. "Our destiny as Luma is to transform into different things," said a red Luma who had suddenly appeared. "Stars, comets, planets, we can become all of these things. When I grow up, I want to become a star that makes someone special smile," said a green Luma. A blue Luma chimed in. "That Luma turned into a real cutie of a comet, didn't he?" I don't know why that line cracked me up. All of the Lumas together said, "No more crying, Mama." "Thank you," said the girl in a whisper, and she pulled the Lumas close and hugged them. From that day on, star bits no longer fell from the girl's eyes. The comet set forth for the girl's home planet, its long tail blazing proudly behind it. With its many Lumas and telescopes, the comet was quite a sight to behold. The girl and the Lumas were proud to call it home. At a welcoming party for a new Luma, the girl gathered everyone in the kitchen and said in a louder voice than usual, "Alright everyone, let's make a cake sprinkled with star bits. Then it will be a star cake." The Lumas excitedly began to gather the ingredients. As she watched the Lumas scurry about, the girl smiled and thought to herself, "This is my family now, and I will stay with them until they're ready to leave the nest. And when they do leave, I'll see them off with a smile. Because that's what makes a mother happiest." That night, when the girl lay down to sleep, a soft light enveloped her and reminded her of the blue planet she once called home. But it would be nice to return home once every 100 years to nap in my favorite sleeping nook. The comet carrying the Lumas and the girl continues on its journey to this very day. With more family members in tow that can be counted, it's said that the comet visits the girl's home planet once every 100 years, its proud white tail glittering in the sky. The end.
That's all.
I might have had to read that before I could go to the final galaxy. Because it didn't actually tell me that the galaxy was unlocked after I beat Bowser. Did I mess something up? Let me check into that. Well, it took a little bit longer since I was actually reading it. If I would have just been reading it to myself, and I would have been able to read it much faster. doesn't say where the entrance is. Oh, it's up on the green star? Okay. Kinda wasn't expecting that. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I'll handle Discord either when I'm done with this or when I'm done with the art stream. I might try and do it before I start the art stream. Because it shouldn't be hard to fix. You like how your ear started hurting when the story started? What, like... your ear is ringing as if somebody was talking about you? Are you Rosalina's mother? Did we just break this wide open? Oh yeah, I'm sure you're gonna be on top of that, Captain Toad. We'll see how that works out for him in about 2 months. Never played Captain Toad, so I'm planning on picking it up on the Wii U. Or on Switch, rather. Sure. All right. You already told me this. What if Mario was like, I know! Luigi told me. I mean, I already know that, Raph. To be fair. Yeah. Mario's like, saved the galaxy like 2 years ago, and you're only just now congratulating me for it. That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, my file's all sparkly now.
Luigi.
There it is.
Luigi.
Oh, I forgot it shows you how many times you died. Wow, I died a lot more as Luigi than I did as Mario. What the shit? Like twice as much.
Luigi.
It's a little embarrassing.
Luigi.
So yeah, that's it. 242 stars. Now, between the playthrough I have on my channel and the playthrough I just did on stream, the game is 100% complete again. This is like the third time I've 100% completed it. Because I adore this game. It is a beautiful game. Highly recommend it. Even if you've already played it, go play it again. Even if you've watched every moment of me streaming it, go watch it again on my channel. Especially because the original playthrough with Mario that I did, I had Eno there for commentary, so that's probably a very different run compared to what we've had going on for this one. So, which is good. I think that made it worth it to do it twice, even though I'm like, it was already on my channel. But it's like, it's a good game. It was a different atmosphere for it, so I think it was still worth doing. I'm glad I did it. I'm not gonna make any promises on Galaxy 2. I don't know if I really want to play Galaxy 2. I really didn't like 2 as much. I'll think about it though. And you know, my channel's still young, so just because I'm not currently thinking about it doesn't mean it won't be something that comes up in like a year or so. So, I think, let me check to see if anyone's, like, I think it's just the two of you here, right? It's just Raph and Blue. Is anyone else hanging out? Even so, that's 3 of us, and Chadley is playing Mario Odyssey. So I think we're gonna take the party over there briefly while I set up while I get my art stream stuff set up, and then I'll probably start that up again. Blue, you're here, right? Oh, I'm ready. I'm just making sure Blue is here and that we do in fact have a 3-person raid. Blue! What
you doing? I have to pee too, so like, so where's Blue? See, the problem with announcing stuff on Discord is that I don't keep Discord running when I'm streaming, because it takes too many resources. And OBS gets really grumpy whenever I try and take resources away, so... I guess I'd have to, like... I guess I'd have to have the browser version of Discord running. Yeah, I can get on it on my phone, like, easily enough. That's usually what I do when I have to check it. I won't be able to manage server permissions. Like, I won't be able to adjust that at the moment, but... Oh, she left to take medicine for her ear. Get your booty back here. Alright. So this is going to be a mini raid, but that's perfectly okay. You guys know the drill. With the hashtag Nintagious raid. And here is your link to Chadley's channel. He is playing Mario Odyssey at the moment. I think he's almost done with it. I think he's collecting the final moons at the moment. So yeah, I'll see you guys over there briefly, and then in like 15-20 minutes, I'll maybe see you back here for a small test art stream. If not, that's probably okay too. Whoops.
Well, Turnburglar, I've already beaten that. I just accidentally triggered the final boss. I didn't mean to do that.
I linked that correctly, right?
Through that fight. Have you ever
Yeah, I linked that correctly.
We've been pretty fortunate with the raids.
I'm just waiting to see you guys
Partly
pop
because
over there.
we're not big enough
But no,
to feel that
I'll
it
drop
would be,
this for now,
as effective.
and yeah, I might be back shortly. I will try to announce this one on this. I'm gonna try and get in the habit of announcing on Discord.
Picture has he's standing right there. There's a waterfall.
All right, yeah. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay.
If not tonight, if you can't make it for whatever reason,
Landmass on the left.
we'll be back tomorrow for more Mega Man.
Look